Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Welcome back to Amazing Community Bazaar Podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway. My name is Ingrid Galloway. I am the relationship coach and chief relaxation officer of Kayangan. And my other business is I am the founder of Zen Vibes Online, an online furniture and homewares shop that will bring Zen vibes into your home. There you go, beautiful people. Today I am being accompanied by the gorgeous Maree O'Dwyer. She is the beautiful soul behind wellness and life balance. And by profession, she is an amazing specialist in bridal hair and makeup and has been and still doing it for 44 years now. Amazing. That's longevity, people. That's longevity. She loves making brides look the most beautiful they've ever looked on the most amazing day of their life. Now, she is currently trying to semi-retire to spend more time traveling with her darling husband, two adult children, and one grandchildren. Therefore, she's been building her business with a focus on inner health and outer positivity. I can't speak today. For the past 8 years. Maree's goal is to help others maintain a healthy body so we can remain mentally and physically young as we grow older. Who wouldn't want that? Woohoo! Welcome, Maree.
Thank you, Ingrid. That's a lovely introduction.
Now, I am curious to find out more about yourself. Can you tell me your journey, please? The journey that gets you here, where you are now.
Well, it's a long journey, obviously, when
Yeah.
you get to this age, but I had to think about that. So I started, I grew up in a dairy farm, which is a
Yes.
very long way from where I am. And then I left home at the age of 16 and moved into the world of hair and makeup, which I have really enjoyed that career for many, many years.
Yeah.
Have been very blessed and won multiple awards throughout that time.
Yes.
And I was also, in that time, I got to be an international and national model for a hairdresser for
Wow.
6 years. So that's where I found my love of travel. So I got to experience a lot of things in that time of my career. Then I have been raising my children, my son who'll be 40 this year, and my daughter's 33, and I have a 22-year-old granddaughter. And then finally I found my way to my amazing husband, who is my best friend, and together we've been together for over 16 years. He's got 4 children and 4 grandchildren, so we've got a great combined family now.
Yeah, big blended family. Yes.
Yeah, and we both enjoy traveling. He's retired, so he's ready to just travel all the time, and so this job has been great. The network marketing or the online sales business is such a great tool to have. As long as you've got Wi-Fi, you can work while you're traveling and having fun. And then the next chapters are connecting. Yes, so my husband and I have been connecting our children. So that's been that last chapter of where we've got together, and we have now got a really strong, wonderful family in place and together. And we just enjoy traveling.
Amazing.
That's where I'm at now.
That's great. I mean, who wouldn't love travel? I wish that I can travel more. Definitely, definitely. One day, the time will come. What's your greatest achievement? Mind you, you mentioned that you have won some awards, but personally, what do you feel is your greatest achievement?
Well, Ingrid, I had to really think about that because I have been a very competitive person throughout my life, and I've always looked for ways to grow and, try to be the best at whatever I did. So there's a lot of great things that I could call achievements, but throughout them, I think, apart from raising my children, which was a massive achievement, I think.
Yes.
One of the greatest highlights through my church many years ago, I think I was in my late 30s, I got the opportunity to go to Vietnam with a couple of other hairdressers, and we helped to train 15 young street children. and they had very little chance of a future career. And we trained them in 15 days or something. We trained them to be hairdressers. We set up a little business for them. So we gave them the equipment so that they could run their own businesses. And by the time we left in 15 days later, they actually had jobs and had their own business to run. So that was probably, and I have stayed in touch with, that was many years ago. So I have stayed in touch with some of those children. And so that has been such a blessing for me. I mean, you go and you do these things to think what a great thing to do for others. But I think I had the greatest blessing from being able to be part of that.
Magical. That's absolutely magical. You are actually changing someone's life that perhaps, the not so fortunate ones, and that must be very fulfilling.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity.
Wonderful. So what made you choose hair and wellness?
I fell into hairdressing. As I said, I actually started off as a hair model, and then I just found I started off as going to uni. I was going to be a school teacher. Not sure what I was thinking there. But fell into hairdressing and loved it, and then falling into the wellness business. Because I wanted to find a tool to be able to semi-retire, and it's when you're doing hair, you've got to be home for that. So I wanted to find something I could do while I traveled, and my passion has always been inner health. So the two just went hand in hand, and I found a great company and just got all the training to go with it and found my way into it that way. But it's great. I love it, Ingrid. It's just a great way to connect with women. It's very social. And I think during the time of COVID, especially when everyone was locked away, it was a very social time, a very girly time that we could, hang out with girls, even though we couldn't go out. So that was my draw card. And then,
I remember that moment. The moment that drove many people nuts.
So for me, it was a great turn in my career, and it made me realize I could do something else, and I love what we do now, like, working together as women in a community. It's just a really great tool to have, and I can do it, as I said, as I travel. So it's even better.
That's great. Absolutely great. So I'm curious for you to show me about your two bestsellers.
Well, that was very hard as well. So,
because you have a lot of favorites.
I know. So every time I pick up one, it sort of turns into two. But probably my bestseller so far in this company has been the sleep spray. Now, this is a really simple one. And it's not expensive. It's only $31. So you can actually, everyone can afford it, and it helps you to go off to sleep. It's just 8 sprays under the tongue. So that's a really great seller. Almost everyone buys this to have it beside their bed. And like for children as well, like it's safe for children because these products are all natural. You can use this with your children, and it just helps them go off to sleep easier. I add the slumber to that, so that keeps me in a nice deep sleep throughout the night. But that's probably one of my best sellers. And
I may need some slumber in my life.
Yes. The slumber's great because I get up in the night a few times, to go to the bathroom. And then to go back to sleep is sometimes difficult to get back into that deep sleep, but it helps me go back into that deep sleep, which is really good. And my other favorite, of course, is the liquid collagen. This is amazing. This has been life-changing for me. And I started taking it. I bought it you can buy it by the bottle. And I thought, okay, we'll see how this goes, because I am all about skin as well, and I love good skin. But it just made such a difference to, like, being internal. Like we always think of putting something on here for our skin, but being internal, like you know how you get the really dry legs in winter and things like that, it just helped all of that. And of course I add it to the Revive. These two go together perfectly. And it comes in, the hydration is to the cellular level, so it really goes in there. And it helps with your hair, your skin, your eyes, everything. My hair stopped growing when I in certain places when I had my thyroid removed, and it's even started to help with hair growth back there. So that's probably my two favorites, even though they turned into 4.
With the collagen, is it in a liquid form? Is it in a powder form?
Yes, it's a liquid collagen. Each of these, sorry, I've got it by the bottle. Each of these, I can take it out and show you. Each of these is like a little sachet, And yeah, you can just take it straight into your mouth. It tastes quite pleasant. I have a morning shake, so I add it to, my morning shake every day. But that's it. It's just like a little sachet.
Right.
And you just pop the top off and you can drink it straight down.
Right. Individually packed, I see. So that's one dosage.
Yes. And there's 30. Actually, these bags are only got 15. So that's 2 weeks worth. Or you can buy the bottle and that gives you probably about 3 months worth. So, but liquid collagen does get where it's got to go much better than a tablet or anything like that. So that's why this works. And that's something I really love in this company. There's so many great products, Ingrid. It was really difficult to find my favorites. But those 2 are probably my best sellers because they are my favorites.
Yes, that's right. When you really love something, it's easier to sell something. Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And if you can advise your younger self, I mean, you've had a lot of experience, internationally, nationally, close by, on how to be an amazing person, what would you say?
Well, that's easy. You are enough. I know as a very young person, especially in the country, you didn't grow up with a lot of confidence, and I never felt like I was enough. And I had always pushed to try to be enough just for me. But if I could tell my younger self something, it would be, I am enough, I've always jumped into every opportunity that I've seen coming along and put everything into it because I wanted to be more. But believe you can and you're halfway there. I love that saying. Listen to your heart and just go for it. Always work on yourself to grow and learn something new every single day. A very wise 90-something-year-old man told me that. He was still doing university courses at that age. And you're like, why would you do something? He said because he wanted to learn and grow every day of his life. So to keep doing that and just never, ever, ever give up. You are enough. So that's what I would tell my younger self.
There you go, beautiful people. Remember that. You are enough. Yes, you are enough. Lastly, Maree, share with us a funny story because in Amazing Community Bazaar, we like having fun.
I have got lots of funny stories, but a silly story that was fairly recent. My husband and I were out for lunch and we had a bottle of wine for lunch, and then we came out and got an Uber home. And we were waiting for the Uber, and I always memorize what the car is and the first 3 numbers of the number plate. And so this car pulled up and we jumped in, and the man in the car started hitting me and saying, get out, get out, get out. I was like, what? Why? Like this, I'm not going to give you a very good review. And I was in some stranger's car who happened to be the same color.
Oh, same color.
The first 3 numbers of the number plate were the same, and he was there to pick his wife up, and my husband and I jumped in the car with him. So that was, I don't know if it was funny, it was embarrassing afterwards, but we did have a good laugh. And
in hindsight, it was very funny. What are the chances? The same color car and the same 3 numbers.
I know.
Wonderful. It's been a great pleasure to have a podcast with you, Maree. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
So, beautiful people, if you would like to connect with Maree, and I encourage you to do so, the link to Maree's shop will be at the end of the podcast. So capture that. And I invite you to join Amazing Community Bazaar. Have fun with us. If you don't have any business, then, shop with us. We would love to receive your interest in your sale, definitely. And if you have a small business, put your hand up to be a vendor in one of our periods. There you go, beautiful people. Keep well and lots of love. Thank you so much, Maree.
Thank you.